Hey you guys, it's Sonia. I want to do a part two from my video that I posted yesterday about Sisterlocks and how it's being talked about, the downside of Sisterlocks and having them long term, the breakage, the baldness, all that good stuff. I had a retie, just had my retie. I asked her to twist it up for me. Yes, I know my forehead is massive. I asked for the part down the middle. She did an excellent job, per usual. I'm gonna leave these in for a couple of days and then take them down and have a nice, cute twist out. So, anywho, I want to respond to my good girl Fatima, who brought up good points in the comment section as far as like the retightening schedule and how it's not encouraged for you to oil your scalp, at least not for the first couple of months. But people always went back and forth as far as do you use oil, or should you, or shouldn't you. But again, I never liked that rule because that can apply to every head of hair or to every scalp because everybody has different scalp issues. We need oil regardless. And there are some black people that I know who are natural and don't necessarily have locks, but there are some people who believe that we should not be putting oil or grease on our hair or scalp for any reason. And there are those who don't. They just don't, and they feel like their hair is fine and it still grows and it thrives, and they wash their hair practically every day or every other day, and they do not oil their scalp or put any grease of any kind. And I think if you can survive without it, I say knock yourself out. Me, myself, having experienced extreme dry scalp, trying to follow the Sisterlocks way, I can't do it. I need some type of oil or grease of some type. And remember, my scalp had gotten so dry and so itchy that nothing helped it, nothing soothed it but sulfurate. I had to use the medicated sulfurate hair grease on my scalp in order for my scalp to stop itching so badly. So I feel like that's a head by head, scalp by scalp basis, and you do what you feel like is best for your head of hair, for your scalp. I think the sister, some of the rules, a lot of the rules of Sisterlocks is just too broad. Um, Everybody's hair is different, and I think that people don't talk enough about people doing retightenings too tight. I was watching a video this morning. I didn't finish it. I'm almost halfway through it. Between Tunisia Ali and Melissa Blake's. I followed Melissa Blake's early in my lock journey, and she was way back then. What, 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago? She was already doing knotted locks. She's one of the main people that I know of. She's based out of London. She's African. I forget where she's from, but she's in London. And she's literally one of the first people that I know of or heard of speaking of knotted locks. And this came out of her falling out of love with Sisterlocks. And the more she questioned why they did things a certain way, and the more she questioned how certain things, the ways that Sisterlocks do things, how it really wasn't benefiting people's hair. And her being a naturalista, she had, she came from the natural hair world before she got locks, before she got Sisterlocks. She went to the Sisterlocks class to get certified, all the things. And she noticed some red flags from the get-go. And like me, like so many of us who don't know any better, who are new to the whole Sisterlocks world and experience, we were like, oh, okay, so you do things this way. All right, I'm gonna go along with it. I'm just gonna tuck that away. But yeah, there's something not quite right about it. If I encourage y'all to watch this video. It's from 6 months ago, and it's on Tanisha Ali's I Am Melanin Magic LLC. It's on her YouTube page where she interviews Melissa Blakes, and they talk about why they came to Knotted Locks, why they stopped with the Sisterlocks, they stopped with the grids, they stopped with the constant reties, how they noticed thinning and damage. And some people noticed this within the first year of having Sisterlocks, how they were taught in the Sisterlocks class that, using that tool that they used that was so secretive, that if you have problems getting the tool through the retie, to just yank it. They were taught to yank, to pull. Y'all know that's not good for your roots. That causes damage over time. And let me tell you, I experienced someone pulling and yanking. I experienced someone actually breaking off one of my locks and tried to hide it. This person tried to hide what they did. I had one lock broken. And that pulling and yanking, I know exactly what they're talking about. They also discussed how after reties, having a sore scalp, being in pain, suffering. No lock style, I don't care if you have Sisterlocks, traditional, whatever, micro, it should not be causing you pain. And I would come home with headaches from too tight retightenings and tugging and pulling. None of those things should be happening. But then it's like, oh, people are balding, they're losing hair. Why don't we, Sisterlocks, start a program where consultants can get licensed in servicing, trying to fix bald spots? Money grab, I'm telling you. These are classes that Sisterlocks offer. They offer these classes to consultants, to, brand ambassadors, whoever. Hey, if you want to learn how to help your clients with their balding, their traction alopecia, help them from having, locks falling out because of the trauma that's happening to their scalps from too frequent retightenings, too tight retightenings, why don't you learn how to, quote unquote, treat their baldness? I would love to see one person where these treatments actually worked and their hair grew back. It's game. It is absolute game. And again, I want to stress, I know not everyone experiences this. Some people, somehow, some way, do figure out a way to have Sisterlocks long term and do not experience the thinning or balding or locks falling out. But it's rare. It's rare. I think the only way you're avoiding that is if you take care of your locks yourself and you're not doing your retightenings too often. Otherwise, I don't see how you can keep Sisterlocks for a long period of time and not experience balding, thinning, or traction alopecia of some kind. So yeah, the frequent retightenings, y'all, it all coincides with losing hair. If I'm shining, y'all, I oiled my scalp too with some rosemary and black Jamaican castor oil. It was all mixed into one, and I oiled my scalp. Now my forehead's looking greasy. But anywho, I just want to hop on, bring that up, talk about that, and again, emphasize that I know not everybody has this experience, but y'all, a lot of people do, and they're just not talking about it until now. It's a conversation. These conversations conversations are happening. And I'm glad they are, because people need to be honest. They should feel comfortable speaking out. In that video, Melissa spoke about how everything was so secret. The tool, the grid, everything. Because when she got involved with Sisterlocks, this was before social media. There was no social media. So they were able to keep everything secret. And she said when she went for her appointments, for her reties with her loctician, she never saw what her loctician was doing. There was no mirror. She started to knot her locks herself back then, and her loctician got upset with her and told her to stop doing it. And if she continued to do it, she would cut her locks off. And she did. Me and her would have been fighting, honey. And that would have been the last time she saw me. But again, she felt like, okay, I need to listen to her. She didn't know a lot about Sisterlocks. And, but she also felt that, you know, hey, these retightenings hurt. You're pulling and yanking in my hair. And you know what? Doing these knots, actually, they're painless. So anywho, watch the video if you get a chance. She explains how she got away from Sisterlocks, why she got away from Sisterlocks, and how she came to do knotted locks. And yeah, it's really, really interesting, y'all. And a lot of what both of these ladies say makes a lot of sense when it comes to Sisterlocks. It'll make you think. It'll make you think about a lot of things. And it makes me glad that I chose what I have now. Because I truly believe deep down that had I continued with Sisterlocks, I would be seeing the thinning. I probably would experience more hair loss. And yeah. I'm very happy that I chose the route that I went on. I trusted my gut when things didn't feel right. I moved on, and I'm that kind of person though. When something doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right, doesn't fit me, I'll move on. So again, if you have Sisterlocks, I'm not trying to talk you out of having Sisterlocks. What I want you to do is just be aware and to look out for certain things. Because there's so much that people don't tell you, especially consultants. They will not tell you stuff. They only tell you enough to keep you giving them your money. That's about it. You're not going to find out these things until you start investigating yourself, until you get on these Google internets and just looking up stuff and talking to other people. That's how you find out the real deal. You hear the experiences from other people. And that's when you really get to learn. I didn't do that. I didn't have that in the beginning, but I kept doing the research. I kept asking questions. And then just common sense, putting two and two together. Some things I found out the hard way, but I'm glad for the internet. So I'm glad that I went and found these different groups where they discussed their hair issues, their Sisterlocks issues, and the things they were going through. So yeah, that's all. I want people to be educated. I want people to do their research, and so that you can make informed decisions as far as what lock style you choose, who you choose to do them, what to look for, what to avoid, that type of thing. So again, chime in, y'all. Thanks for watching again, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.